That's not how you spell my name, but that works. I know what I got myself into. It wouldn't be a Saturday if we weren't out wrenching on some stuff. I can't seem to find the noise in the front end of this. Coming from this side, I don't know what's going on. I'm in freaking coveralls in April. It's like 44 degrees out here. Had a sweatshirt on, now I started sweating. Now I'm cold. I'm so ready for warm weather. Just so I can complain about it being too hot then. But in this truck, I had like a metallic-y grinding kind of noise. Very low speeds, off the brakes. Coming from this left front. And I don't see anything. I don't see any like metallic, like metal flakes, like something was rubbing or grinding. The brakes are good, the pads are good, the rotor's good, nothing looks scored up. Pulled the whole hub off because this thing's two-wheel drive, and was like, well, maybe it's a bearing, because they have wheel bearings, you know, like a trailer does, an inner and outer. I didn't see anything. I pulled them out. I mean, but my only thing is I, you know, probably 20 to 30,000 miles ago, I had the whole front end apart on this, and I put new grease in everything as far as, you know, putting the bearings in, and the grease at the inner bearing on this side is real dark. And like the outside still has, you know, the red coloring of the grease I use. So that's kind of my only indicator maybe that something's going on. So I'm waiting for my wife to see if she wants to run with me, or I'm just going to take her truck and run to Advance or to Napa. Oh, I keep thinking it. Yeah, today's Saturday. I keep thinking today's Sunday because we were out till 2 a.m. last night at a horse show on a Friday. So I'm going to run to Napa. They have the inner and outer. I'm just going to replace them on this side and just put it back together and run it on Monday and see what happens. It's only at like the first maybe 5 miles an hour. And then if you hit the brakes going that slow, it goes away. So I don't know if that, you know, the caliper clamping down on that rotor, you know, puts pressure one way or the other on that bearing, if that makes sense. I don't know. So that's just the joys of chasing problems. Sometimes I wish it was just obvious, but then again, I got home fine. I started hearing it on my way to Florida. Kept checking everything, kept looking over. Didn't see anything, you know, real major. Forgot about it, you know, until I came off the highway and got back on the highway, like getting fuel. Oh well. It is what it is. So I'm just going to run up to Napa. I think it's like, I don't know, $30 couple in parts. So it is what it is. I don't see anything else, and I don't see any reason to, like on the, I mean, there's a couple like hot spots, you'd say, but like you take your finger across it, like there's no grooves. So it's not like it got that hot or it was metal to metal. Had plenty of grease in it, as it should, but let me flip this camera around. I'll show you the inside of the hub. So it's all cleaned up. I mean, this is the race here. There's nothing, but let me see if I don't see anything. There's no metal flakes, no nothing. But that is my only indicator. You see how dark that grease is on there? That's the outer, that's the inner. So that was getting hot compared to that. That's my only indication that this is what the problem is. But then again, you like put it in your hand and you spin it by hand, it spins just fine. So, oh well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it back together, call it a day, and run it on Monday. Oh, well, I'll take it for a drive after that to see if it's fixed. But I gotta wash this truck. I was telling you guys about that trash compactor I got behind this truck. Stinks. Like, you see the mirrors? like all that stuff just smells like raw sewage. It's all over that. It's all over the front of the truck. So working on this thing, the truck stinks. So I'm probably gonna wash it even though it's probably gonna rain, but oh well. Well, we got new bearings and a new seal. Just gotta grab some grease out of the shed here, put it back together and see what happens. It's all we can do. I don't see anything else, and we'll just start knocking things off if this doesn't fix it, but it's a mystery at this point. Good morning here in Baltimore. So you see this conversion van right here? That is what I used to build at my first real job. That is exactly what we built. Cut the roofs on them, put the high roofs on them. Different seating. This one's fancy. The whole workstation. Put these window shades in. See how the roof's extended, running boards, side skirts. We did all of that. But, oh, someone's gonna be mad when they get this car. We are parked all the way out here. We're looking for an F-350. Should be a dually gray in color. Got 3 auction pickups today. Take this dually up out of Maryland into Pennsylvania and then run to Lancaster and hit 2 auctions in Lancaster and take those back to the same place we're dropping this truck off at. And we will be done for the day. Although I gotta go home, get the grass mowed, and flop a car around that I have in my big enclosed. I'm gonna put that on my small car trailer and take that down to North Carolina tomorrow. So I see it. These are where they park the post-sale inspection vehicles all the way out here. So got here as the sun came up. It's sunrise. Let's get out here and get to this thing. Well, today definitely did not go my way. Started out strong. Had my first load delivered by 8:45 this morning. Was gonna run up about an hour and 45 minutes, which would put me there, I was out at 9. So just say 11, an hour there, 12, 2, home by 3:30 or so. But having problems with these 16-inch wheels cracking, so I'm gonna have to try something different. I don't know if I'm gonna go to 17.5s. I think that's the answer. I don't know if I'm gonna switch to pulling an axle out of that big trailer and switching to 2 17.5s. 2 axles with 17.5s on it, but I don't know. It's just been nothing but stress. And the wheel cracked. I didn't catch it in time, and look what happened to the tire. Still perfectly good tread. Wasted tire. Well, good morning. It is 5:57 a.m. I've been at it since 3 o'clock this morning. Wanted to try and beat traffic getting around Baltimore and Washington, D.C. and down past Richmond before it got too crazy. So I'm making good time. Just stopped here to use the restroom because I've really been 146 miles since I left the house. So I don't even know where to start today. The joys of being a self-employed business owner. So me and my wife are looking to purchase a farm of our own, and we live on a family farm, her family farm now, and we're kind of looking to make the move to have our own farm with some land and kind of dig our roots in for the rest of our lives. Is kind of what what we want, which is part of the process of being picky to what we want. We're not in a position we have to move, so we just kind of seeing what comes out and all that. But why I say the joys of being self-employed is it is very hard to get approved for a home loan, which we didn't even try. But the lender said, because you're self-employed and you have so many write-offs, which is great and helps you with taxes, it hurts you when you take those numbers to the bank, because they see that, say you make $300,000, and after mileage and equipment and this and that and health insurance and everything you write off as a business owner, on paper it looks like you make $50,000. Well, they're not going to loan you money to buy a place that the mortgage is $3,000 to $4,000 when your income is $50,000. So I filed an extension on my taxes for this year, as most business owners do, and I'm going to really sit down with somebody and tell them my goals is to, if I have to pay more in taxes, for last year, I'm willing to do that to set myself up, to be approved for, a loan for our next property. And there's so much that goes into land that is deemed agriculture. There's so many programs and grants and this and that, and property taxes being lower for some places because it is agriculture land. It's like, it is so much to just keep up with. So I just kind of like, I've been a little bummed because there's a place that came up and I liked it, but it's just like, they just told us, like, you make enough, but on paper you don't, because of everything you write off. Now, he did say there's things like mileage, like some lenders will like add that back in to your, like your stated income. And I know, like, the last couple years, like, mileage was like 54 cents a mile or somewhere around that. So let's just say it's 50, and you're running 100,000 miles a year. You're writing off $50,000 off your income. So instead of you looking like you make 50, now it makes it look like you make 100, which that is very helpful. So it's kind of, I do my best thinking like the first 4 to 5 hours of my day, because nobody's awake. I don't have anything else on my mind as far as like, and I'm very motivated in the mornings. Like, I need to write this down. This is what I need to accomplish. This is what I need to focus on, and go from there. So I've got another couple, I think I got another 3.5 hours or so to Greensboro, North Carolina, to drop this car off. I've just got the small trailer. We're getting great fuel mileage, which is why I brought this trailer. Because I'm probably going to be coming back empty, which is fine, but I wanted to get the best fuel mileage coming back empty. I've got so much going on. Oh, this magnet, strong. I've got so much going on, but not a lot at the same time. Like, I have so many irons in the fire as far as work, but I can't get definites from like 75% of the people, and I'm like, my schedule for the next 2 months is so tight that I need answers, or I'm gonna have to say yes to people that are ready to move on it, that maybe asked after you if you're not ready to jump on it. This week I have a day and a half of extra time, which I have a job I could do if the lady just commits to it. And it was kind of let's do it in this time frame. And now I'm in that time frame, and they wanted to push it back. I'm like, well, if you push it back, I have stuff scheduled. So it's just a joys. But there's more work that'll come. It is what it is. You know, if I can't accommodate that, I've got, before I get off here, I'm just going to talk for another minute or so. I have, next week, I have to go to Oklahoma to pick up a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia for a new customer. Actually, he lives and grew up in the town that I grew up in. He's an older gentleman. He was a principal of one of the elementary schools for a long time, and he got my number from one of my good customers that I haul the classic cars for. But I don't know how this happens. I'm like, okay, well, I got to go to Oklahoma to pick this car up. I need to start looking for something to get me out that way, make me some quick money, not really, I don't really want to divert off the path. Last night, probably 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm sitting there and I get a phone call, and the last name, I wasn't sure who it was, because I'll tell you the last name. The last name is Evie, which is like a Mennonite last name, and it could be anybody. Like there's EB Trailers, and there's people that are home builders that I know with the last name EB. Well, sure enough, it was one of the home builder guys, and he's like, "Hey, got your number from so and so, guy I used to work at the dealership with." He's like, "I've got a Jeep. I want to get out to. I bought a farm out in Illinois. I want to get it out there. What would you charge me, and when could you do it?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me look where it is." He's like, "It's only like 2 miles off Interstate 70. And I'm like, "How does this work? That I'm literally going right by there next week to get to Oklahoma." I'm like, "Yep, here's the price." He's like, "Yep, sounds great." He says, "Can you get it out there Tuesday?" I'm like, "I have something scheduled, but I haven't heard back from the lady. If I don't hear back from her, you're in no matter what, but I'll get it out there the day you want it instead of the day after." So I told him the price. He's like, "Sure, keys and the Jeep will be at our building office. See this guy." He says, "I'll see you out there on Tuesday, or if it has to turn into Wednesday, that's fine. I'll have cash for you." And I'm like, man, that worked out perfect. It don't usually happen like that, but God, that's a blessing. So anyways, I'm going to finish this monster, and I'm going to get back on the road and see if we can't get this car delivered. Well, we made it to our delivery. Now we just have to find a place to put this. Guy told me he's going to make a spot for me. Just got to kind of circle the block, I guess. Already had to turn around once because the parking lot, they got stuff everywhere. They got second gen. But I think if I go up here and make a right, and then it's going to be on my right hand side, that I can back into the parking lot. It's kind of a busy road, and I'm just going to unload it with the winch. Look at this place over here. What the heck is going on? There's got to be a right turn somewhere up here. Sometimes with jobs like this, I wish I had strobe lights. But the problem is you really can't see it from behind. I just give you a little bit of awareness for people that, I may be stopped, I may be trying to back in somewhere, but I'm looking for a right turn, and there isn't one, so I probably shouldn't have come this way. Now we let gravity do its thing. I walk this lonely road, or whatever Green Day said. Oh my. Is this my single cab here? picking up one from last week, so there's not many sold cars left back here, but maybe it is just a single cab. 1500. Actually, no, I bet you it's that crew cab right there. It's a Chevy. 1500. Ends in 531. I'm really impressed how much they cleaned this place up, man. There used to be cars like that. Used to be about 100 of them back here. This should be our first car of the day. Somebody towed this behind their RV. You can see it's got the hookups for it. So, it says it's got 131,000 miles on it. I don't know if the odometer reads while it's being pulled down the road. I would assume for a 21, maybe. But it's got a pile of miles on it. But it's clean inside. This bridge is a little tight. Get this one loaded up, bounce a couple minutes over to Mannheim, pick up another truck, take them about 2 hours, and I'm done for the day. Well, I haven't really recorded anything. It's been quite a frustrating day. So yesterday I stopped and I got like 40 gallons at a mud flap stop. And on the way home, pulling that small trailer under wide open throttle, I felt, a little hiccup. Okay, whatever. Well, this morning it started to get worse. So I stopped and I changed the fuel filter, found it on its own, grabbed one, and changed the fuel filter, and it made it better. Then I got loaded with the two trucks. I had a 1500 and a 2500. So a little weight back there, and the truck was just not happy. So I get out of the auction and I'm like, well, I got 20 or so gallons in the aux tank probably, and maybe 10 in the truck. So I was like, oh, whatever. I gotta figure out, I'm gonna try and put some different fuel in it and see what happens. So I get off the highway and I get myself to where I can't find a fuel station I can get into in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. I mosey my way slowly all the way to a Rudders I know I can get into, and I fill up there. And it starts to get better. I make it to my delivery, get delivered. Now I'm driving. Supposed to be going home, but my wife decided she was gonna buy a round pen, so I gotta go pick up like 17 steel panels for a round pen. It's out of the way, but not really. And truck's running okay now. So, I'm empty, so it's kind of hard to tell. I've got two big mountains to pull going up over 70, so we'll see if that's, all better. But it's been a very frustrating day. Trying to get out, dealing with that, and then trying to answer phone calls of people getting cars moved and whatnot. So I'm just kind of at the point where it's when is something gonna go right? It's everything's been fighting me, between blown out tires, cracked wheels, punctured tire. So I kind of just got those trucks off, took a deep breath, and then she's calling me to ask me to pick up these panels, which is fine. I was kind of wanted to go home and check out the truck because I gotta do more work tomorrow. So I gotta leave I'll be within 3-4 hours of the house, but I got work because I gotta make a pickup and a drop, and then a pickup tomorrow. Pickup tomorrow goes to New Jersey on Friday in the morning. So far it's been good. under this throttle before, it would kind of like give you a stutter. And when it would shift and lug down, it would start to really sputter. But now it seems to be all right, so we'll see we'll just hope and pray that's it. I did put a bottle of Lucas diesel cleaner in there. I don't know if maybe something from my auxiliary tank, like stuff in the bottom maybe. So I don't know. Hard to tell, you know. We got a filter coming out of the tank, but you know, those are just those small gravity fed filters, and then this thing only has, you know, the cartridge fuel filter up under the hood. Now it's got screens in the tank, so it could be what happened is something came out of the auxiliary tank, you know, over time, or algae in the tank since this truck's old, and it's clogging those filters that you have to drop the tank for, or pull the bed, which I don't want to do either. So that's why I threw that cleaner in there, and I'm gonna keep doing that the next couple days every time I fill up. So if there's anything in there, it can clear itself up enough to, I don't have to do that right now, because like I said, tomorrow I got work, Friday I got work, I've got Saturday, which I think we got a horse show. Sunday is my only day, because Monday I leave right back out and I'm headed to Oklahoma. I'm only pulling my small enclosed to Oklahoma as of now, because I have one out, one back, and on the way back I might have a little partial, like a quarter midget, which is a small sprint car, dirt track car. If anybody, some people will know what that is. The car I'm bringing back is a Carmen Ghia, so it's tiny, so I'll have room, so I might be able to grab both of those on the way back. Carmen Ghia's in Oklahoma, the quarter midget's in Ohio, so we'll see.